Hi there to your viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's 6 p.m. by 6 o'clock and you're all welcome to the news. First, our major stories. Security is now very tight in Mamfe. It is a town, the Manu division of the southwest region, after some armed gunmen stormed a bank and attacked it in Mamfe in the Manu division. What is the atmosphere that reigns now in Mamfe? We will be telling you more in this newscast. And do you know that men are also victims of breast cancer? Yes, that is a reality, and medics will explain more to you guys in this edition of the news, so stay with us. Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for according us your time. We begin this newscast in Douala to inform you that the road linking Bepanda Tone to Bonamusadi here in Douala is said to be in very deplorable state, and the locals are complaining that whenever it rains, that stretch is filled with potholes. Let's now have more with our staffman, Smart Njikan Gabriel.
One of the access roads linking Bepanda Tone to Bonamusadi in the Douala 5 subdivision is in a terrible state. The road that serves as a shortcut to many road users, particularly when the town is congested, have been abandoned and the users are frustrated. I'm making a U-turn because my car is slow. I didn't know that the road was this way, because if I get inside, it will affect my car. I was about going to Bepanda, but now I will have to pass through Bonamusadi. The potholes, which began very small, have been transformed into a mini lake within the Douala 5 subdivision. Many users say it's lack of interest on this stretch of road which is leading to the deplorable nature of the road. It's just a question of one being conscious, because we used to turn around just to escape this road to arrive in Bonamusadi. They really need to see how to solve this problem before the situation could become worse at this stretch of road linking Bepanda Tone to Bonamusadi. A poor work was done by the then government delegate of Douala. The main problem is that the road is broken, but we had another problem in that Mr. Ntone sent a team behind, because people did haphazard construction, and since the drain behind was blocked, water is now coming this way, which is causing the problem. The users of the roads are now calling on the city council to place an attention on this stretch of road whose state keeps getting worse as the days go by.
And the bad state of such roads out there between Bepanda Tone and Bonamusadi is said to be negatively affecting the businesses of those who have commercial activities around the area. As Smart Njikan Gabriel once again tells us that they are complaining that nowadays their turnover is very low.
On the stretch of road linking Bepanda Tone to Bonamusadi in the Douala 5 subdivision, business operators are in pains as a result of the poor state of the road. A technician in vehicles has not been able to open his garage for several months now. It's been more than 5 months that we have not opened. It's just the small gate that is usually opened. With the poor state of the road, it takes just your real customers to take the risk to come inside. A woman who sells planks is also having challenges of making profit, even though she pays her taxes regularly. When we pay taxes and have no buyers, it pains us because the road is very bad. Sometimes you will leave your home and you find yourself thrown inside water. Another lady who is selling roasted fish within the same zone complains of the high rent she pays without earning half of the money. per day.
We
are not making any gains here, even as we pay high rent. Let the government try to do something for us, because we can't pay rent without profit. Even the people who do petty businesses along the road have the same difficulties like those who have paid stores to sell their goods. It's just too deplorable. I don't know how humans behave. Some people came and took money from us and disappeared. It also makes it difficult for my customers to cross the water and come get water itself. The only thing these business operators want from the authorities is for the road to be rehabilitated so that they won't keep regretting the reason for them paying taxes and rent when they don't make profit because of the poor state of the road.
Thank you, Smart. We now move over to the Sanaga Maritime Division of the Littoral Region, precisely in a day where suspected bandits have attacked the Edea 2 Council in search of valuable items. Before the attack, the hoodlums reportedly tied up the night watchman who was on duty. An Immaculate Fogo in the report, which comes up next, tells us that the mayor has launched a manhunt for the bandits.
A rope and a tape are the items used by suspected bandits to tie the hands and seal the mouth of a security guard who was on duty while they boggled the Edea 2 Council in the Senegal Maritime Division, Littoral Region of Cameroon.
They hit me here with their rascal. They pushed me inside. They started tied my hand behind here in the main door inside. Then they took me to one of the rooms inside there. That's where they tied me. They tied my legs and the hand. Then they take a escort. Plus my eyes, they tied my eyes with my mouth, they seal. They asked me a question. Where is money? I said, we don't know. I don't know where they keep money here. Money always keep in the bank. And it is 6 months today, we don't have salary. They said, but we don't have salary. How do we manage to feed ourselves here? I say, sometimes it's our second deputy mayor that give us 5,000, 10,000 to sustain ourselves, so that we wait. When money comes, then that is where they will pay us.
The security guard, who was sitting in for his colleague after noticing that he was drunk, says he was severely tortured by the bandits. The suspected bandits made their way into the building after destroying the lock of one of the windows. They ransacked several offices with the hope of finding valuable items. The mayor debunks information circulating on social media that the council's safe was taken away by the bandits. Those who carried out the act are not doing so to hurt the mayor, but the population as a whole. This act won't cause us to relent our efforts. We will continue working for the population. Investigations have been launched to fish out those who carried out the act. The mayor promises that those arrested will be punished accordingly.
And still on security in Cameroon, we now take you to the Southwest region, precisely in Mamfe, the Mayo division of the Southwest region. We told you on the headlines that security is now tight in Mamfe in the Southwest region of the country. We are expecting to have the images on our screens after some armed gunmen attacked a bank in Mamfe that was recently. As a result of the attack, a security guard was killed and a uniformed officer was wounded. As we were informed, reports say the security guard was immediately buried while the uniformed officer is in buea for treatment. And the manager of the bank recounts the incident because he was an eyewitness, or he is an eyewitness. Let's listen to him.
My premises is there and the office. I was sleeping, and at about 12 midnight, I only heard gunshots, and we had to run for our safety. We went and hide somewhere on the floor, and I had to alert the security. And within some time, there was the intervention by the B. And when we came out, I discovered the super security guard that was at the post was dead, with a lot of bullets around the ATM. The security post, the security man that was on guard too was wounded at the arm. So we don't know who were the perpetrators because nobody has ever come to threaten me or to warn me or to say that I've done something that is wrong. So I don't really know who were the perpetrators.
And now you might want to know the atmosphere that reigns in Mamfe after the attack of a bank in that locality. Once again, let's listen to the manager of the attacked bank.
For now, we have not yet opened the office because we are still trying to assess the level of damage. The bailiff was here to assess the gendarmerie is doing their own assessment. So for now, the office is not yet open. In the morning when the crowd came, the military discovered there was an explosive that was activated. Unfortunately, it did not explode. Thank God it did not explode. I think it was the intervention of God. But when the military discovered, they had to send everybody away before, in the course of neutralizing it, it exploded and shattered some of the glasses, as you can see. They even tried to burn the structure, they put fire. Unfortunately, it did not go. I think God actually intervened. They poured fuel on my car. They tried to burn it. I don't know whether somebody there told them not to burn it or what. I don't really know what happened.
And now we talk health, still in the southwest region, where there have been a report of several cases of monkeypox in Kumba and Bonge. We are in the Meme division of the southwest region of the country, and that outbreak of monkeypox is said to be a public health danger. Let's now have more with our staffman, for me, I'm Sean Sander.
Monkeypox outbreak in the southwest region was announced by Dr. Eko Filbert, Southwest Regional Delegate of Public Health. His press release of October the 10th, 2022 confirms monkeypox within the Kumba and Bonge Health District following the confirmation of a positive sample in Yaounde. On the field for detailed information, Equinoxe Radio and Television met the first victim here on a hospital bed at the Kumba Regional Hospital Annex. A 52-year-old man from Bole Bakundu, according to health officials.
Morning time, you want to wake up, all his skin being fat there.
Dr. Defender Emmanuel Lenia, Kumba Health District Medical Officer, says the old man developed strange symptoms after visiting his farm where he came in contact with wild animals. His sample was collected and sent to Yaounde, where it was confirmed as monkeypox.
For Sancho Pasteur, come out say the man true na monkeypox he get up.
Monkeypox virus is a virus from the family of orthopox viruses, and it's called monkeypox virus because it originated in monkeys in the 1950s, and it's zoonotic. That means it can spread from animals to human beings, and then human beings continue transmission to other human beings.
Explaining the means of transmission, Dr. Eko Ekwalen, director of the Kumba Regional Hospital Annex, says monkeypox can also progress to complications like kidney infections, pneumonia, and even death.
So within the context of an outbreak like we are right now, I want to say that first of all, majority of cases of monkeypox virus would be mild infections, and we have severe infections, severe disease in vulnerable groups such as children, as well as pregnant women and those who are immunodepressed, immunocompromised persons. Generally, it presents with a flu-like illness, like fever more than 38 degrees Celsius, joint pains, muscle aches, fatigue, and then this is preceded about 1 to 4 days later with a generalized rash which originates from the face. We usually call it a papulopustular rash, which is disseminated and it goes right to the palms and the soles of the feet.
Reiterating that treatment is free, the health officials advised the public to immediately do self-isolation and alert the district medical officer or his collaborators in order to reduce the spread of the disease.
And still in health, we asked you a question in the headlines. Do you know or are you aware that men are also victims of breast cancer? Yes, that is a reality so neglected by many most often. Our reporter Lucy Liengu Asia spoke with medics who now tell us how breast cancer can manifest in men. Her report.
The scarcity of domestic cooking gas is getting chronic in the West capital city, Bafoussam. On the streets of Bafoussam could be seen frustrated and stranded households with empty domestic cooking gas cylinders. Retail shops, they say, have been unable to sell them for about a month now.
Sérieux problème étant donné que nous ne sommes pas en campagne. Il n'y a rien comme produit à vendre. Pourtant, j'ai les bouteilles vides.
A scarcity which leaves households with the option to either switch to charcoal or firewood. Imagine me heating tea on the charcoal pot. It is unpleasant. We can't fry eggs again. Some foods can only be cooked on a gas stove. Apart from households, the scarcity of domestic cooking gas affects vendors and distributors.
Je risque de perdre le boulot. Le patron dit qu'il va fermer. Parce qu'il y a crise de gaz.
Cost of the available fuel cylinders have increased spontaneously. A bottle is now sold at 10,000 francs CFA, above the 6,500 francs fixed by the Ministry of Trade.
Well, we sincerely apologize for that mix-up out there. That was what I report by Innocent Ase on the scarcity of cooking or domestic gas in Bafoussam in the west region of the country, where a cylinder of cooking gas now costs 10,000 francs as from 6,500 francs before now. And now we go back to the report by Lucy Esier on breast cancer in men. Men are also victims of breast cancer. And how does that manifest? She spoke with some medics, and now let's listen to her report.
Breast cancer, the second leading cause of death in the world. Recent diagnoses have proven that 1% of men also suffer from breast cancer. Obstetrician gynecologists advise men to pay attention to the existence of this pathology.
We speak a lot of the breast cancer in women, but we have to know that breast cancer exists for the men. And in Europe, we can know that the average is around 1% of breast cancer in men.
Medics say there are causes of breast cancer in men.
Risk factors or factors that predispose men to have breast cancer, and these include old age. The older you are, the more likely you are prone to have breast cancer. The next risk factor for breast cancer is exposure to estrogens. Men that are exposed to estrogens are predisposed to have breast cancer. A man that has a family history of breast cancer in his family is also predisposed to have breast cancer. Another risk factor of breast cancer in men is obesity. And some men that had testicular diseases in which the testicles were removed are predisposed also to have breast cancer.
The signs and symptoms, medical practitioners say they are similar to that of a woman.
And sometimes we can discover the cancer by the other organs like pancreas, like bladder, or maybe like the digestive organs.
As a means of preventing breast cancer in men, medics advise men to go for screening early.
It's very important to diagnose breast cancer in men very early, because then we can cure them. It's very important for the men to touch the breast to be sure that we can discover the cancer very early.
Doctors say men should be familiar with how their breast tissue normally looks and feel in case of any changes.
And now we talk culture. We stay in the West region. In culture, in a way to strengthen relationships between the Bamums and the Tikas, a relationship that dates back about 600 years ago. The 19th Sultan of the Bamum community, Forum Nabil Bombon Joya, visited the locality of Bankim in the Noon division of the country. He was received by the chief of Bankim, Gang II, and his people. Let's now have more of that cultural report with Mala Glory.
Since his enthronement on October 10, 2021 in Fumban, a locality in the west region of Cameroon, Sultan Nabil Mbonjoya visited his ancestral home in Bankim. A visit which is generally a traditional rite for newly enthroned chiefs, either to seek help or obtain blessings. The 19th chief of the Bamoun dynasty met with Chief Gar II, who says Nabil Mbonjoya is simply following the footsteps of his forefathers. He is the third after the chief of Nkumbu to visit this place. In 1994, His Royal Majesty Mbonjoya was here after he succeeded his father. He followed the footsteps of his forefather, and now in 2022, Mbonjoya has done same. A visit which is also to strengthen historical links between the Bamouns and the Tikas. According to the natives, it brings the people together as a community. One lesson from this visit is that the strong bond will always exist between the Tikas and the Bamoun people. The bond between the Bamoun and the Tikas date back 600 years ago. A relationship which is extended to 4 other different communities in Cameroon, the Saw in the northwest region and the Tika in the Adamawa region.
The report in culture brings us to the end of the news today on Equinoxe Television. Viewers, we appreciate always your fidelity. Thank you so much for always being with us. But don't go away. As usual, our programs continue at 7 p.m. You will be with Serge Alain Otu for Equinoxe. I will be yours again tomorrow, same time. Bye-bye for now and stay blessed.